Howdy, everyone. Tad Stevens on the Micro Success Secrets podcast, where we focus on business psychology and marketing and how you can use that in your business daily and long term. Today, I'm talking with John Francis, who has a lifetime of experience in franchising, beginning when he was just a child in his family's hair salon system, the Barbers. This was a 1,000 unit plus publicly traded and international organization that franchised brands such as Cost Cutters, City Looks, and We Care Hair. With more than 25 years of hands-on experience in the franchise industry, John has served as a franchisee, franchisor, investor, board member for organizations such as Sport Clips, Cost Cutters, Inner Circle, Office Pride, Seva Beauty, Big Frog T-shirts, PostNet, and the International Franchise Association. Today, John shares his perspective and expertise as a consultant, advisor, and keynote speaker to help franchise systems and professionals see what they don't see and achieve their highest levels of success. John, welcome to the show, and let me know anything I missed.
Well, thank you, Tad. I don't think you missed much. I think the other thing that might be interesting for your audience is I live in Minnesota in the Twin Cities. We got a little bit of snow today, which is nice. I'm married 21 years, and I've got two lovely teenage daughters, and very happy. I'm lucky to be work from home kind of guy. So that's all
excellent. Good. And absolutely. And I would say congratulations on the snow. We're in Colorado. We got ours a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So the way I like to start the show is with kind of a different question. Is if you could go back in time in your life or your business and you could change any decision that you made, first off, would you change it? And if you would change it, what would you change it to?
Well, the life decision that comes to my mind right now is I would have started my family earlier. I was a kind of what I would call a late bloomer. It took me a while to figure out how to get married and how to have kids and raise the whole family, and everything kind of I started late and it took a lot longer than I expected. So I mean, it's not too tough, but I'm an older dad to my kids, and a lot of my kids' friends' parents are about 10 years younger than me. And so if I could do one thing over again, I'd have probably started about 10 years earlier. And by now I'd be an empty nester, and that would be a complete game changer for me.
Yeah, I would. Our kids are 18 and 19, or 18 and 20, excuse me. So we're in that situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's coming up. Okay, super. And that's interesting. And I want to point out again to the listeners that most people that are doing something that they enjoy, the only regret that I can remember hearing more than anything else on the show is that they would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
I mean, and so that kind of speaks to that, and that's a neat thing to me. So I just want to make sure everybody hears that, and that, go for it, basically, is I guess what my message is for that. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So related to that, kind of, if you could go back in time again and you could look around and you could see one life decision that you made that was super positive. I mean, it was just, it sticks out. You remember everything before that decision and everything after that decision in a different way because of that decision. Do you have a point in time like that?
Yeah, I think it was my dad. I was real close to my dad, and I worked for our family business for a long, long time. And he passed away in '94 from a long fight with cancer, which, that's kind of how that story goes. But after he died, it took me about 6 months to get myself straightened out, I guess, to go through the grieving process and get some clarity. I got some help with some good therapy and counselors, and I got myself kind of back on track. It really created more alignment, and it created that focus on purpose. And after that, so I guess the decision is, getting the help I needed to get through that very difficult loss in my life really set me on a trajectory for success. And that was a big deal for me.
And that is excellent advice for anybody as well. I mean, with myself, I can speak to personal experience. Don't bury it. Get out there, you got to go through the grieving process like you were talking about. And I'm sorry
Yeah.
to hear about your dad and
Yeah.
how that happened. But you move forward, you move through it, and it turned into quite a positive thing, which I think is really cool. So congratulations on that as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and this kind of relates to that a little bit. Really, it relates to the first two intentionally. Being in the business that you're in, as long as you've been, I mean, I'm sure you have to make a lot of decisions. Some decisions are big, some decisions are small. The impact of those decisions can be long-term, short-term, whatever. But a lot of people that I interview in mentoring and in my consulting and coaching is they will get stuck on whether or not to make a decision, how to make a decision. And a lot of times that seems to be from people that are newer to the process. So being that we've done it a while, do you have any advice, any methods, techniques that you use when you come upon a decision to keep moving through it so you don't get stuck? Or if you do stuck, how do you get unstuck?
Yeah, I do. And I guess it's a habit I've learned. And I really learned it in high school. I went to a pretty intensive high school, military, all boys Catholic school. And
Yeah.
that was full of discipline and a
Yes.
lot of rigorous academics. And it was really a tough place. But I learned a lot there. And what I learned there is you focus on what's the most valuable thing you could do right now. When you're stuck or overwhelmed with too many choices, too many options, focus on what's the most valuable, most important thing and take action on that thing. You have to take action. And whether it's just picking up, sometimes it's as simple as picking up the phone and making a phone call or saying no to something can sometimes be very relieving. And then the other piece that I think is relevant to this is most decisions you make, if it turns out it was a bad decision or the wrong decision, you can usually change that decision, right? A lot of decisions are easy to undo, unwind, or correct if you need to correct them. Most decisions we make during the course of our day are really not life and death, not permanent, forever, irreversible decisions.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Almost everything you choose, if it turns out that that was a bad choice, all you got to remember is choose again. Don't be afraid to choose again.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's
and that is the first time I've heard that about just changing decisions. And I ask this question a lot, and it's a very neat answer. So appreciate that.
Yeah.
So in kind of relating back to the first couple of questions, if you lost your business today for whatever reason, you moved to a state that had a regulation, you couldn't do what you're doing, something happened and you couldn't do what you're doing right now, or you lost it, what would you do to start again? Or would you start again? I mean, would you sell it all and go fishing, or would you come back? And if you would come back, what would you do?
I really love what I do because I get to help other people be more successful. Right. There's something about being like the behind the scenes, more of a coach, more of an advisor. And so I don't take the credit for the results because it's not my business and I didn't do the work.
Right.
I might have had some influence. I might have had some impact. I can see my fingerprints on the outcomes, so to speak. But it's a really powerful point of leverage that I've found myself in, where I can really influence a lot of businesses, and through those businesses, a lot of people. I mean, thousands of owners, thousands, probably tens of thousands of employees in these brands that I get to have a hand on helping them be more successful faster. So to me, it has to be something that creates that point of leverage. I'm not really interested in doing it for myself so much. I'm really more excited about helping other people do it for themselves. And then the results of that has a ripple effect that is far and wide. It's really fabulous.
Absolutely. And I'm reading a book that put forth a concept that I hadn't heard of before, but I've felt it. I've known about it for years. They call it radiant value. And it is almost exactly what you just
Yeah.
described.
Mhm.
The value that even the customers of the businesses that you help, they will get value from what you're doing, because you pass the value to the business passes it to their employees, the employees pass it to the customers and clients. And it's because you did something in the beginning, and that
Right.
value radiates throughout the business and the people that it touches. So I think that's wonderful. And I get it. And I totally agree. Doing SCORE mentorship that I do here in Denver, I see a lot of that, and I like it. I mean, I don't know how else to
Yeah.
say it. I like it. It's a neat feeling.
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't think I could do anything if it didn't have that kind of approach. If I didn't feel that way about it. I mean, I'd sweep floors and flip burgers if I had, I'm not above anything. I'll do the work, whatever the work
Yeah.
is. But if I have my choice and I can do the kind of work that has that radiant impact, it's a whole lot more motivating.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Totally see that and do agree with that. So, John, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Taking the time and sharing today. Is there anything that you have that you'd like to close with, and maybe anything that you can offer that would benefit or be of value to our listeners?
Sure. Well, my specialty is franchising, kind of anything franchise business related, whether you're a franchisee running a unit or a business, whether you're a franchisor trying to manage a system or a network of franchisees, or sometimes companies that sell products or services into the franchise industry or into franchise brands. I'm a big fan of franchising. I've seen tremendous success. I've seen terrible failure, and I've seen that franchising, when everybody does their part, when they all those sides, three sides, franchisor, franchisee, and the supplier vendors that serve them, when they all do their part the right way, everybody wins. It's a
Yeah.
powerful combination point of leverage that creates tremendous success. So if you're out there listening to this and you're interested in franchising, or better yet, you're already in a franchise and you're not hitting the performance levels that you expected or intended, or something is holding you back, or you're just frustrated or stuck, or for whatever reason, you're not sure, you think you could do more and you'd like to do better, get a hold of me. My nickname is Johnny Franchise. I've got a website. I'm on all the social medias. I do have some free tips on my website. It's called the Top 10 Tips for Franchisees, because that's usually where things start. The franchisees have to be successful first. And
Yep.
but once you create that alignment and you really get clarity on who's supposed to do what, how, when, and where, and I just love doing what I do. I love seeing franchising done well, and I love helping people create that success for themselves. So I'd be happy. I talk to people all day long, all the time. I'm happy to connect if you want to just have a brief call, and I can usually get to the bottom of things pretty quickly. In about 10-minute conversation, I can usually start giving you some ideas or strategies that maybe you hadn't thought of. And if I can't help you, I will certainly point you in the right direction of somebody else who maybe could help you if it's not something I can do. So I'd love to be a resource, anything related to franchising.
Okay, super. And I will make sure that all your contact information and your nickname, Johnny Franchise, is in the show notes so people can see that. And anywhere that we post it, also have it in the description of the video or the audio as well. So, John, thanks again. Really, really appreciate your time. Thanks, everybody, for listening and tuning in today. Have a safe and productive week, and be the very, very best at whatever you are. Until next time, this is Tad Stevens, Micro Success Secrets. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you, Tad.